Hello there, it's Sigga here with you today, and I have, the beautiful Cottage Life collection, and I decided to only use the patterns and solids for this make. These papers are absolutely beautiful, and I do love those subtle patterns to it. And now you get the solids and patterns in sheets. I love that. And as you see, you've got loads of beautiful blues, you've got pinks and greens. And I'm focusing on the blues and pinks in my bake. And I'm going to make an envelope card. Now I start by cutting off that little trim so the paper is exactly 12 by 12. And then I take my scoreboard and I score that 12 by 12 sheet 6 inches, so right in the middle, and I'm scoring at 6 inches, and then I turn the paper and score at 6 inches again, and that's it for the scoring part. Then I fold these on the score lines, and I use a bone folder because I do like a nice crisp line. And now that I've done that, I am taking that paper and finding the middle. And then I'm folding this one back so it creates a triangle. And I do the same thing on all 4 corners. So initially we are creating a square of sorts. And just make sure that you fold nicely and making sure that you're not being too quick about it, because that way you can damage the paper, and I've done that. So easy going. So now you have a square. So I take that and fold it over, and then I fold that again like a sandwich. So you create a rectangle really. And I fold this, and just make sure here that you fundle the paper so that it's not fighting you, that is working with you. And again, I'm using a bone folder to make those score lines even crisper. And there you have an envelope of sort. And again, just folding that. And then you have that flap. Now I only need one flap, so I just need to figure out which one looks prettier. They both look pretty, so. And then I just mark the one that I'm going to cut with an X. And then I just get my trimmer and I cut at that score line so that I'm basically cutting one of the flips off the square envelope thingy. So I have an extra piece of die cut. And now before I do anything else using adhesive and all that stuff, I am going to be inking the edges of this envelope really. Of course you don't have to ink the edges if you don't want to. I just like it. It gives a beautiful vintagey kind of a feel, and it just looks pretty in my opinion. And since I have a nice collection of all kinds of inks, I might as well put them to use. So everywhere that I have like a frame or edges, I ink. And like I said, this is totally optional. If you don't like the ink look, just skip this step completely. Now that the inking is all done, I need to pick my double-sided adhesive and get to work on the envelope making. Now, this one's ready. Now I need to make sure that one flap is the opening one and one flap is closed. So make sure you pick the one to add adhesive on where you are going to have the close, or the back of the envelope really. And just use strong double-sided adhesive. I have tried this with a liquid adhesive. It did not work for me, but of course it works for you. Go for it. I like a strong double-sided adhesive. And I'm just scoring that away a bit with my bone folder, and then taking off the backing And all I have to do is flip this over, and then I have a pocket on the front but closed on the back. And I do the same thing with the other flap as well. Now those are done, I need to stick these or the backs together. Just put loads of double-sided adhesive on the back. You need a strong one for this, really, it has to hold. And just make sure that it has all the edges. And then you just flip it over and push and burnish. That is a really good thing to do, make sure that everything is stuck together. And then you have an envelope, a very sturdy one. Now that the envelope itself is basically ready, you made it, now it needs a bit of decorating. And I'm using the new absolutely beautiful glitter washes. Oh, I absolutely love these. The sparkliness is amazing. Love it. And I'm just sticking that to the edge of the flap and creating like a glittered edge, really. And I'm just cutting where that is going above or beyond the envelope. You can do this afterwards, but I just like to do it before. And then I just fold that so it covers on both sides. And I use a bone folder to burnish to make sure that everything is stuck together. And again, I just cut the ones that are standing out. And I do the same thing with the other side as well. These glitter washes are so pretty. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I think it's my new favourite. Well, new favourite of the day, I guess. And like I said, just cutting off the excess part. And if you think it looks a bit wonky or you don't have wide enough on the flap, just lift it up carefully and just do it all over again. And again, burnish just to make sure that it doesn't go flying off. That wouldn't be pretty. And now I have the envelope with glittery parts. Love that. Now for even further decorating, I am going to use one of the ribbons, and this is basically to close the envelope itself. So you just put double-sided adhesive in the middle from the bottom to the top, and just make sure that the adhesive strip is not wider than the ribbon you're using. And I'm just figuring out where the center of the ribbon is so I can make sure that I have this about-ish in the middle. I'm not too stressed. And I just place it there, and when I am happy with its placement, I'll push in order to make sure or burnish that it's all sticking together. So now you have the closure of the envelope itself. Now, I may want to open a bit while you are decorating, so I like to use a little clip to keep it shut, and will make the decorating part a bit easier. I'm using the stamps to decorate the envelope a wee bit, and I used the flower stamp for 2 of my envelope cards, and I decided to use that little smaller one for this blue one. These stamps are oh so pretty, and they stamp oh so crisp, beautiful looking. So now I'm adding the embellishments, and this is one of the ephemera packs, or one of the pre-die cut images, and then I die cut a few envelopes from another pattern paper. And now I'm just having a look at what flower works best with the envelope, and I'm just using again a strong double-sided adhesive to place it on there and make sure that it does not move at all. And then I put some foam adhesive on the back just to make it a bit more, I don't know, I guess substantial, I guess. And then I just need to figure out where I want those pretty little butterflies to sit. And I ink the edges of those little butterflies using the same ink as I used on the envelope's edges. It just makes them a wee bit more defined, even though they are very subtle on this blue and white background. And just to make them a bit more dimensional, I'm using a bit of foam adhesive as well as the liquid adhesive. I'm just going by how I feel when I'm decorating. I'm not overthinking it in any way, shape or form, just having fun. And then just to make sure that everything is stuck down there, nothing is falling off. And you can always tuck your ribbon underneath while you're working, and it helps keeping the flap shut while you decorate. And now I know I wanted something else as well, so I took one of the large butterflies from the ephemera pack and inked the edges of that as well, and just used a pencil just to make it a bit more dimensional, and again used liquid adhesive to stick it down to the image, just trying to figure out where it would look the best. And then I just stick it down, and of course it needs a wee bit more, doesn't it? And that's why I grab my trusty pearls. Oh, love these. I'm having a hard time creating anything without using these. I've gone through 3 sheets in the last, I don't know, 9 months or so, or this is the 3rd one actually, and I love them. They're just the perfect touch to any creation. Love these. And I'm placing these here and there just so what it feels and looks nice. And that is the decorating part done, really. And then all I have to do is tie that ribbon. Now, in order to write your message, you need to cut down a piece to put on the inside. Now, I cut a white piece of paper, and it is a 4 by 8 inches. And then I rounded the edges and stamped an image in the corner, and that is your perfect greeting spot. And this envelope is actually a very great idea if you are giving anyone a gift card or actually cash. It looks pretty, but you don't see anything at the front. And it's just, yes, a great way to make a card or envelope that is actually a card. And here you see just a regular white note card inside. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.